What's up everybody? After beating all the bonus boss stages, if you go to your magic gate and then we wait for it to load, we go over to bonus stages. You have bonus boss 1, it's going to be bonus 1-3. You can see right here. If you go over to the stage info, you can see I did my first clear. If we go over here to bonus boss 2, which is going to be bonus 2-2, we go over stage info, first clear, and then finally bonus boss 3, which is bonus 3-1, the last one. If we click on it and we go into stage info, you can see I also did my first clear. So what am I working on next? This is where I think a lot of the players in this game will drop interest, because really we don't know right now. My hopes is there's going to be content that drops that requires multiple teams. That would be the quickest fix in my opinion. Then I will look over my roster and be like, okay, what other 5 characters can I throw together? Like if you click on the main menu, you go into characters, you're going to look through your roster and you're going to be like, what other 5 characters can I throw together that have good synergy? So in this video, I'm going to cover the 3 bonus bosses with my main setup I used to win, while giving some tips if I can, plus a few things of what I hope gets added in the not too distant future. Let's get it. Alright, so if we click on editing parties, this is going to be my main setup. Right now I have my Maleficent at LB3, which is going to be Limit Break 3. I got extremely lucky on her event banner. Then I have Genie, Belle, Baymax, and then Hero Mickey Mouse, all with no limit breaks. I use the miracle action if we click on this, Gemstone Dream. Now this is craftable if the fight does go long enough. That I can activate this. Usually it's a GG after that because it's just so strong. I really like this setup because all I really need to do is spam Genie's special for the team's level 2 attack and damage reduction up buff. Basically, I'm spamming this to make sure my Maleficent always has attack level 5 up. If we go over to Maleficent, the reason for this is because for her EX skill to be activated, she needs to have attack up at level 5 or more, and then she's going to get a free special off, which is going to be an AoE attack each turn as long as I keep that attack up buff up. Then I throw in Belle's special. If we go over to Belle, which I just recently acquired, I use her special for that level 2 crit chance and crit power up for my allies to increase their damage. But why this synergizes really well with my team is because for my hero Mickey Mouse right here, it's going to activate his EX skill because, as you read, when his own crit chance is up at level 2 or more, he's going to be able to deal heavy damage to one enemy. So theoretically, every single turn, as long as I keep this buff up, he's going to activate his EX skill for that single target damage. So this game all works around team synergy. What characters go well to activate each other's EX skills. I use my Baymax right here special sometimes when my team is low for his crazy team heal. He also has an HP regeneration after a certain amount of turns. Honestly, I could probably swap between Baymax and Pooh if I really wanted to. If we go into the actual bonus boss stages, for bonus boss 1, you're going to be versing Maleficent. If you go into the stage info, you can see right here the enemy Maleficent. To me, this is the hardest one, which is a little weird because this is the first of the 3 bosses. So I'm going to play through this and then just talk about my setup and how I beat this stage. So I'm going to click on start. Unfortunately, I used all my stamina, so I'm just going to use, I'll use 27 just so we can show this for the video. And then we're going to go through this. So it's going to start up. So let me take off auto. Actually, hold up. I messed that up. Let me just redo that because we definitely don't want to start off with auto. Okay, so now we're on wave 1. All I'm going to do is I'm going to set everyone on attack. I'm going to use my Belle's buff for the crit and crit power up. Then I'm going to use my Genie for the attack and def reduction up. And then everyone else is just going to be set to attack. This is pretty much how I run this setup. We got the AoE from Belle, we got single target from Genie's EX skill, we got Mickey's attack, Baymax's attack. Now what I do after this, if you click on the information on your character, you can actually see your buff timers. So I know that her crit chance and crit power up have 2 turns left, so I'm not going to activate this until it goes away. The only reason why I have this up is for a little bit of a damage boost, but it's mostly to be able to proc Mickey's EX skill every single turn. I'm going to set her to attack and then just spam my Genie special. Alright, so now we're on the boss wave. Like I said, you can always check your character's buff timers. So my crit chance and crit power, 1 turn left, we're good on that. We're simply going to just keep using my Genie's special because if we look at my Maleficent, you can see she's only at 4 out of 5 attack. So she's going to need 1 more buff to be able to reach that 5 so she can proc her EX skill. So I'm just going to go through this. And now you're going to see all the EX skill procs I'm going to do at the end of my turn. My HP is still pretty much solid for everyone. However, Maleficent does a really annoying debuff where there's going to be some RNG with what character's skills get disabled. That's why having the skill lock resistibility is very clutch for your healer if you're using like such as my Baymax. If I had that, I would be really set right now because then when I want to heal, I can heal. But right now you can see my genie, if you click on his information, you can see right now he has skill lock for 3 turns, meaning I'm not going to be able to use his special, his buff, which I spam all the time, for 3 turns, which is really bad. So there is going to be RNG, like I said, for this fight, and it can be annoying, and that's the only thing that makes this difficult for me right now. So because he's skill locked, I don't want him to take too much damage. I'm going to set him to defend. Then my Belle, if you remember, her crit chance and crit power has expired, so I'm going to reapply that buff. And then all the other ones, I'm simply just going to keep on attack. Now, Maleficent, obviously she's going to do some very heavy AoE damage. So depending on when I need it, I will use my heal. So you can see right now with that AoE, she put that skill lock debuff on my Maleficent and my Belle and my Mickey Mouse.
One look and I knew we had the same crazy idea.
There are many times I have to retry because it lasts for 3 turns. 3 turns is a long time, and if it's on my healer like Baymax, I'm just going to get wiped. This is on our 4th or 5th attempt. 2 things, I didn't even know that my graphics were set to low and my skill animations were turned off. And when I updated this app, it changed all the settings, so you can see my graphics were on low, they should have been on high, and then my animations were turned off when they should have been turned on, which shows you which characters are getting their EX skills activated. So right now we're on turn 6, we're going to heal with my Baymax. My genie has been literally skill locked the entire boss fight. I did get enough to activate my Gemstone Dream, which gives me attack and def level 5 to my whole team. If we click on this, you can see right here I got my def up and my attack up. So as soon as I did that, my Maleficent is now happy. She's able to get that free special off with no SP needed. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put him to attack. I believe we need to reapply the crit buff. Yes, we do. But we can't because I forgot she's skill locked. Go figure. We're going to keep them all on attack just because I want to get as much damage off as I can. I forgot to actually set Baymax to use his special, so that was an oopsie. But now we can finally activate our genie, and it should be smooth sailing from here. So like I was saying, super RNG based fight, super annoying if you don't have those specific characters. That can get rid of the skill lock. I feel like I've said skill lock over 20 times by now, but it is just super annoying. You can see she just did her AoE special, and look at all those skill locks once again. Oh my god. But it should be okay because I'll be able to do enough damage right here to win the fight with this one. So this will be enough to finish it off. As you can see right here, she's dead. It took 9 turns simply because for like 70 to 80% of the fight, a lot of my characters couldn't even use their specials. Moving over to bonus boss 2. If we go into the stage info, we have Pete. So I'm going to go click on start. I'm going to run this just like I did bonus boss 1. I'm going to use my Belle. Oh, forgot about I have to switch some stuff around. I'm going to use my Belle and my genie, wave 1. You get those buffs active so I can start triggering those EX skills. Alright, so now we are on the boss wave. Really, the scary thing from Pete is he does have nasty one-shot potential with either single target or AoE, depending on your character levels. So all of mine are level 90, so he can't actually one-shot me. When I first beat this stage, they were much lower. At that time, they could actually be one-shotted. So it's important to have your support buffs up and to keep your character's HP topped off. So if you can see right here, my Belle, one more turn for her buffs. She's good, and we're just going to go straight into using that attack on all my characters. We got a bunch of EX procs right there. We got my Maleficent AoE, we got my Genie single target, Belle's AoE, and then my Mickey Mouse single target. Almost was able to take out that minion right there. And that's his single target that I was talking about. It can do a lot of damage. So now we're going to activate my Belle. So Baymax does have poison on him, so I'm actually going to hold off on my Belle this time. And instead I'm going to use Baymax because I am a little scared that Baymax could go down. I'm not entirely sure if he would have, but just to be on the safe side so I don't have to constantly retry this bonus boss just for the video. So as you can see right there, my bell did take 1000 damage from that hit. So it definitely still hurts. I mean, to be fair, the only support defense buff that I have up right now is Genie's team def reduction. So I'm gonna set Bell on defense, and we're gonna hope that I can gain enough SP back right here to be able to use her special along with my Genies. So as you see right there, my Mickey Mouse took 1700 damage. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to set my Genie to attack. I'm going to set my Baymax for a heal. I'm actually going to put my Mickey Mouse on defense so I can build up some more SP. I believe my Maleficent is, I think she's okay. And we're going to keep my Genie on attack. So we got that heal off. Overall, this fight goes relatively fast for me. I think the whole battle usually is around 6 to 7 turns if I'm smart with my SP, which I was not. I'm going to activate my Gemstone Dream. So now I have that attack and def level 5 up for my whole team, and this is going to skyrocket my damage. I'll just finish him off right here with all attack. And then he's going to be gone. Bye bye, Pete. See you next time. So far, Maleficent is the hardest one. Pete can do some nasty damage, but if you alternate between characters, setting them to defend rather than attack, you should be okay with tanking that damage as long as you can heal them back up. And he also doesn't have any of those annoying debuffs. Moving into bonus boss 3, the last one, and if we click on this stage and we go to stage info, this is going to be with the enemy boss, Nick. Honestly, I think Nick is the easiest out of all 3 in terms of damage output, which is weird considering he's the final boss stage being bonus boss 3, 3-1. Here we go. Same as last time, gonna use the same 2 fronts with my special just so I can get the buffs rolling out and get that damage going. Now you are able to choose which enemy you want to focus. Like I could do this if I wanted to, but for the most part, whatever enemy is chosen, your team will focus it. So it's not, unless there's a specific enemy you're trying to get out first, then you don't really need to do that. One RNG factor for this first wave is the enemy explosion. It's a one-shot on your character, and they also have SP drain. It's super annoying. As you can see right here, my SP is at 0. Normally it wouldn't be. Counter to this, if that's what's causing you to lose this fight, is you could use Marie. When she's defending, she actually gives off a team SP gain at the end of each turn for everyone. So right now I'm just going to click on all attack. We're going to take him out, and we should be able to take out this enemy as well before any explosions happens, and we are good to go. Alright, so now we're on the final boss. Pretty standard like the other 2. I'm going to check. Obviously there's 1 turn left, so we're good. I'm going to keep my Genie special going. As I was saying, Nick's damage is very low, but he can apply 2 debuffs that are just as annoying as Maleficent, and I will show which ones they are, but it's going to be Confuse and then Paralyze. So right now I'm going to set up Belle to do her special, and then we're going to take out this little minion right here, and then we're going to start focusing on the enemy boss, the final boss being Nick. Now, normally I would have my Maleficent's EX skill activated by now, but because of that SP drain in the previous wave, I wasn't able to use the buffs as much as I wanted to. So this is what I was talking about. You can see all these debuffs right now. So right now, if we look at my Baymax, it has these question marks. This is going to be Confuse, and I absolutely hate this. This is actually worse than skill lock because your character literally can't do anything. I can't even click my Baymax right now. Literally useless right now. Paralyze is going to be these lightning bolts. So if I click on my Maleficent and I click on effects, this is going to be paralyzed. And basically what this does is your character has a chance to lose their turn. Now I believe since this is only level 3, it's like a 75% chance. It's not 100%. So there are times even with this applied to your character, you can still use your turn. Other than these 2 annoying debuffs, the fight is pretty easy. It just gets very prolonged depending on what characters of yours get the debuffs. So as you can see, my Genie, he's not having a good time. You know, he's got Paralyzed, he's got Confused. Oh, and it actually looks like there's one more debuff he can do, and that is going to be SP Lock, which is this one right here. It's not Skill Lock, because obviously I can still use her skills right now, but it is SP Lock, meaning she's not going to be gaining any SP. So it's going to be harder to have enough to use her special. So final boss Nick here has 3 debuffs that are just super annoying and going to make your fight take forever. So we're going to go off here and attack. Like I said, his damage is really nothing. So honestly, it's kind of an underwhelming final stage boss. And yeah, it's going to take 1 more turn and I'll be able to beat this fight. Never had to use my Baymax special once to heal, so I could probably drop Baymax and put another DPS in here to actually lower the time it takes to beat this final boss. Probably take this down to turn 5 if I wanted to. I'll set them all on attack, and then we're going to be able to wipe out Nick right now with all these EX skills. So now he's actually able to be defeated. There we go, we just beat all of the bonus bosses. Bonus boss 1, bonus boss 2, and bonus boss 3. Hopefully content comes sooner rather than later. I do have a high patience level if I'm enjoying the game, which I am right now, but I need at least something to occupy my time rather than just logging in to stock up on resources from clearing repeated stages. Maybe some world bosses, that would be really cool. Some form of permanent tower to climb with specific character restrictions. Guilds are huge. I don't know why they global launched this game without them. You can work together to take out guild bosses. PvP, that is a huge part of these games for competitive players and also build up revenue because they obviously want to be strong and be ranked number 1. Definitely more story chapters, like it only goes up to chapter 3. And then in turn, more bonus stages. There's a huge list right now. Just pick any and I will be happy. But anyways, how is your team looking right now? What have you been able to complete? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next one.